Let's see what happens. See how fast that spreads, since there's a lot of people in close quarters. That should spread pretty quickly, though I have a lot of doctors and stuff, so maybe it won't spread too bad. All right, welcome back to another episode of Banished with your host Midnight. And last we left off, we put down the marketplaces and we put down storage. And so that was this area right here. So we want to putting down some of our storage facilities, like our stockpiles over here, to take a look at our stockpiles. And then we put down some of our market buildings in various places throughout here. We kind of spread out a little bit, but here's the main market buildings right here. And then we put down our additional barns and storage and stuff. And we also have some root cellars and stuff. So we have that episode where we were really getting into what some of this storage looks like. And I like these little lean-to storages. I think they're fantastic. I don't know how much they hold, but if you look at it from terms of decoration, instead of putting down non-functional decoration, let's specify non-functional decoration. If you're putting down barrels, why not just put these down, all right? So that's my thought process. So this has really kind of helped me to understand what some of these buildings look like and how I could use them in the future. But this time we're going to put down. I'm going to put down some other stuff. We're going to put down some of the main civics buildings, the town services. I want to take a peek at them and see what they look like. And there's not many, and this might be a little short of an episode. So, and then we'll get into some other things. We start getting into production chains next after the services. So we'll start maybe looking at those in a little bit. I'll see how we're gonna do that. I'm gonna turn this 0 enablings back off. So let's look at the wells. You know, one is a well with the road and one is a well without the road. And I don't really know quite how I feel about that. We got a little gazebo here, which looks really nice. We have the standard schoolhouse. I think this is the smaller schoolhouse. And now some of these have upgrades. There was a one-room schoolhouse. Let's see. Let's look at this. And I believe this one upgraded, right? Yes. Okay, so let's put down the variations of this. This one-room schoolhouse has a couple different variations. Let's just do one here and one here. And we'll upgrade these two. Why did that one... Oh, there was some... Aha. There was a variation on this schoolhouse. I didn't realize there was a variation on the schoolhouse. One with a fence, one without a fence. But we're going to upgrade this. We're going to upgrade this one, and then we'll upgrade that one. Okay. And let's see here. The town arrival, which the town arrival is pretty cool. So this is for nomads, right? And we also have the standard city hall, which is another way to get in nomads. It's a much larger version than the town arrival. And it's interesting that you can have both the town arrival and the city hall. Colonial house. No variation on the colonial house. What's the colonial house does? Records show census data. Maybe this is very similar to... It didn't say anything about nomads, though, but you can only put one of those down. A courthouse. Is there a variation on the courthouse? No, courthouse. And those two can go side by side. Those buildings would look really nice side by side. And a governor's house. And any variation on the governor's house? No. We'll put that there. And so is the governor's staffed... collects taxes in the form of... Oh, no way. So this is how you get the fettings in. What about this one? People attending. Oh, I can no longer see this anymore? Come on. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't realize that you can have... people attending the courthouse. Wow. You can have a ton of people in the courthouse. And so the data from this is the same data that you get in the town hall. It just looks, you know, slightly different. People are hanging around the wells, and they're hanging around the gazebo, and they're hanging around all that. That's cool. All my people are already educated. They didn't say what the courthouse was going to produce, but I like the fact that the governor's house produces the silver pfennigs. Let's look at some of the churches. Okay, the schoolhouses. Okay, so we don't have... Trying to think of... come on, baby. There we go. They're all burning here. The number of students that they hold. Let's take off everybody's educated. And add some people. Uneducated people. And let's see if some of these uneducated people start producing some kids and stuff. Alright, so we're low on food, though we don't really have to worry about food because nobody's going to starve. But let's add the food to storage. You can just add several thousand in here. It's fine. We're a little low on housing. So I got a bunch of people without any kind of housing. So let's put down some more boarding houses just to eliminate looking at these people without housing. Just stick some in a couple different places. And that should... I'm very surprised that didn't satisfy. I guess I put in a ton of people. And didn't realize I had so many people in here. Okay. We could kill a bunch of people off by... just kind of drop down some of these boarding houses. I know it's not... Okay, we've got enough for housing. Alright, let's get back to where we were at, which was putting down some of these churches. So we put down a small little parish house. Let's put it down again. Does it have a variation on it? It does color-wise on the front. How about this one? Little Seafarer Shrine. This is... I like this little building. This little building's very cool. We have more along lines of a traditional church here. Small chapel. Has no variation on it. Whoa, and then this chapel does have a variation. Wow, look at this. Let's put that one down. Let's put this one down, and let's put this other one down. That's really cool. I like that variation on that chapel. The old church, more like a castle-like church. No variation on that one. There's a variation on this central church, which is mainly just color variation, texture of stone and stuff. And then we get into the cemeteries. The cemeteries, we'll just put a couple down. Let's see what the difference is of these cemeteries. We've got a fenceless cemetery. Transparent. I don't see the purpose behind the transparent cemeteries. I mean, that's, to me, that's transparent and fenceless. Okay. And an abbey. Any variation? Yeah, we got some variation on the abbey too. Huh, what's the abbey say it does? Abbey houses monks who gather berries and herbs and brew ale. The monks are resourceful and make their products from local ingredients, requiring no assistance in other production deliveries. No way! Wow. So that's another source of food, and that's another source of alcohol instead of having a brewer. That's pretty cool. I like that concept. That's pretty neat. Do we have any students yet? We don't have any students yet, which is kind of interesting. I thought it... Huh. I thought I said to have students in here, but that's okay. All right, and then the last thing is the hospitals. So let's put down the hospitals. Variation on the hospital? Not on this hospital. We don't have any variation. And how about this one? City hospital. No variation on the city hospital. Does this upgrade? No, that doesn't upgrade either. We have an herbalist, which is very cool. And apothecary. No variation on the apothecary either. Like this. Let's look at this herbalist. That's really neat that the herbalist has this all set up. Like that. And then this is the same kind of deal, right? With the herbalist. And the patients for the hospital. Let's put some doctors in there. Alright, really nice looking. Really nice looking. Okay, so we were able to get through that pretty quick. So now we get into like production chains, right? So I've got all the buildings set up. I created way too many people. I should probably... How do I kill off some people? Start disease in the population. Disable sickness, disable tornadoes, disable fires, disable crop infestation. But I can start a disease, right? Can I? Sure. Can I give more? How about we just go a little bit crazy here? Alright, there we go. Population is probably going to suffer a loss, which is fine. Let's see what happens. See how fast that spreads, since there's a lot of people in close quarters. That should spread pretty quickly, though I have a lot of doctors and stuff, so maybe it won't spread too bad. Maybe I didn't kill anybody off. Probably killed some people off. I turned the doctor off, but okay, well, we got through that. We're starting to slow down because we have a lot of people, a lot of stuff is happening. But let's come over here. I think this is going to be our next side. Let's start looking at what else can I put down that's not really a production. I don't want too much in a production chain. But we can start looking at, let's see, that's a hunting stand, fishing dock, gatherer's hut, and then we really start getting into some of these other production items, which is crop field, plantation. Is this like, this isn't transparent. Why are these standard orchard, and we have a dense orchard? Standard pasture, fenceless pasture, and then sloping conform pasture. Interesting. And bare pasture, which is probably will not flatten the ground with transparent ground cover. Yeah, so another transparent scenario. Don't really know how I feel about the transparent scenarios. Let's do this. I don't want to get into the production chain just yet. The production chain is going to be relatively large. So let's look at... What else can I look at that's kind of small? We can do these buildings here. So let's move on to luxury products. I mean, that's part of the production chain as well. Theme sets. Walls and bridges. Okay, alright. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work in order. I am going to work in order, but I'm going to call this episode over. Yeah, I think I am, because I'm starting to lag out a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out if I turn on hunger, maybe I can get rid of some of these people. How much food do I have? 21,000. Are they eating food? That's interesting as well. We're going to have to look at that because the food is not necessarily going down. Quite interesting there. Quite interesting. We're kind of frozen at everything. Nobody's moving. Nobody's doing anything. Disabled effects of cold. I want to reduce the population a little bit. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. I'll keep that off for now. If I can reduce the population down, it's at like, it's pretty high. If I can reduce the population down, that'd be great. And then I'd like to see some of the schools so I can see what the max number of some of the schools is, which would be really good. But, alright guys, well hey, thanks for joining me, really appreciate it. Next time we're going to start getting into the production chain. We're going to get into food production and resource production and refined resources and all that, and see if I can't figure out some of the best ways to do some of these production chains. And we'll probably start on this side of the world. I might have to reload my world and do a different style here. I don't know. The food is starting to go down significantly, so I'm hoping that I can maybe reduce my population down to maybe 100, and that way I won't have such incredible amount of lag. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If it becomes too much, then I'll change it. So thanks a lot. Put a like if you like the series. Leave comments in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Please remember to hit that like button if you liked the video, and subscribe to our channel so you can stay on top of all of our latest video releases. I release content almost every day. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.